Welcome to our Mid-State Technical College pregame show, visiting with Auburndale Eagles softball manager Mike Schulte. Coach, we had the last two games, familiar opponents, Marathon for the third time, Stratford for the third time, and of course it was a back-to-back shutout. Actually, it's been all shutouts so far here in this playoff run. You and I talked about defense after the game against Stratford, and that goes a long way towards those shutouts. Tell us again about just the defensive effort throughout this playoff run.
Yeah, we've had a couple errors here and there, but for the most part, our defense has been solid. We really try to pride ourselves on playing situational defense too. When it arises, playing bunt coverages, things like that. Girls have just been executing really well.
A lot of times in high school sports, and this goes for any sport, it's tough sometimes to get the kids always to have their head wrapped around everything that's going on. Yet your girls, especially on Tuesday, they turned a couple of double plays. It looks like they really have their heads in the game. How have you been able to manage that?
I just tell them to play loose. I want them to be athletic, have fun with the game, not think too much, because everybody can overthink during the game, and to keep the game as simple as possible. They have so much athletic IQ and softball IQ that I think these things are just secondary to them. We try to put them into situations in practice where they can work on certain things, to try to perfect them a little bit. But for a lot of it, it's their natural athletic ability, to be able to be, they're locked in like that. So.
Sectional final, first pitch just around the corner. Eleva Strum is who we'll face today over at Blair High School. Upstart Cardinals, in their school history, they had never been to a regional championship game, let alone won a regional championship. Well, of course, they did that in order to get to this sectional final today. Along the way, they beat the number one seed in their bracket, Melrose Mindoro, a team you haven't seen this year, so a little bit different. We had some experience against Stratford and Marathon, now a somewhat unfamiliar foe. How does that change for you and the coaches? How do you help the girls get ready for somebody you haven't seen yet this year?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a great question. We just focus on ourselves, I said the other night that it wasn't who we play, it's how we play. And you can only control certain things. You can't control the outcome, but you can control your attitude, your effort, and your energy that you bring to the game. And that's all we ask the girls to do. I've tried to look up video. There's no video. Spring sports, it's really tough. It's kind of the telephone game on Eleva Strum. It's a friend of a girlfriend's boyfriend's aunt, and said that they watched them. And, we'll just let the game play out once we get there. The girls know how to adjust. At the beginning of the year, we went up to the Hodag Dome. Those are all teams that we didn't know. And, you just go in there, and the first time around in the lineup, our girls are so good at it. Whether they get on or they get out or whatever, they're always telling the on-deck batter or the next person, or when we get in a huddle, okay, she's got movement, okay, look for this. And so they're really good at communicating like that.
Yeah, tough, when a 5 seed has upset their way through the bracket. If you were going to do some pre-scouting, you probably would have scouted Mel Min or Blair Taylor or somebody else.
You definitely would have thought, but anybody that gets to this spot has been playing good ball. So I expect them to come out and play well against us. They're all from the same conference. You can't sit there and say, well, they got third or they got fourth. It's how you're playing at the end of the year, and right now they're playing really well.
Let's talk about your team's mentality. Obviously, throughout the day, girls are thinking about, if we win this, we get to go to state. How do you keep them grounded in this game rather than thinking about a trip to Madison next week?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, it's Coach Schmidt and I, my assistant coach, we're always like, let's just worry about this game first, and let the rest take care of it'll getting taken care of. We just tell them to be humble and to respect their opponent when we go in. When you get to this point, it's always, if we do get there, we have to be planned. And I was talking with my wife about it this morning, and I said it's kind of like when the girls go and plan their wedding. They have it all planned out, and that's kind of like with the softball here. They want to have it all planned out, but we just tell them stay humble, and go out, respect your opponent, have fun, and just control those things that you can control.
Of course, success. We'll let you off with this one, Coach. We want to talk about Morgan Griesbach in the circle. Your success this year has gone as Morgan has, and it's been great. And your success on the field and your record shows that. Tell us about your confidence in Morgan here in this sectional final game.
Yeah, just a straight out competitor. Morgan's confident in all of her abilities, and I've said it time and time again. Morgan is a team player, and all she wants. She could care less if she strikes out 12 or she gives up 12, ground balls. She knows that her defense is going to be there for her, and she's always there to support them all the time. So she's just a great teammate, Jason.
Auburndale softball manager Mike Schulte, best of luck against Eleva Strum.
Thanks a lot.
That'll do it for our Mid-State Technical College pregame show. First pitch coming up next on Zaleski Sports.
After a couple years of a job that doesn't fit, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That is where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Would cooking be a good fit? Try on a career in welding. Perhaps the outdoors suits you better. Or maybe helping people is a better fit. No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options, making Mid-State the perfect fit.